This is NASA's Super Guppy, a modified airplane that can take large cargo up to 25 feet high around the country. It's flown parts for the Space Shuttle, the International Space Station, and now the Orion spacecraft. Behind the controls is NASA Glenn pilot Mark Russell.
I flew an airplane that had some similarities to this in the Navy, so it was natural to come and support this program. So it's a little dark because they turned the power off.
Okay.
The Guppy is difficult to fly, even for Russell, who has 22 years of experience.
This is humbling. That's how I felt the first time I flew it. The first landing I had, it was like a controlled crash. It felt like that, and I'm like, this is humbling.
This is the last Guppy built, made in the early 1980s. So the technology, it's not quite up to date.
There's no computer flying this thing?
No, we have no autopilot. The closest thing we have to avionics that are upgraded is this box, which is probably good 1990s technology.
To load the Guppy, the entire nose swings open, but that isn't a simple task.
We need to disconnect flight control cables, disconnect electrical wires and things like that in order to open the nose, and then once we load the payload, we close the nose back up and we need to remake all those connections.
Even with its unique design, the Guppy needs to be modified to hold Orion. Supports needed to be reinforced, and that's why NASA ran this fit test before the real spacecraft is loaded.
It's not the size that's the challenge, it's the weight. At 48,000 pounds, it'll be the heaviest cargo the Guppy's carried, and that creates challenges.
You have to do multiple fuel stops because you don't want to load the fuel tanks all the way up on the way just to save weight.
This won't be the Guppy's first flight to Mansfield. In 2015, it brought other Orion parts to be tested at Plumbrook. Russell and the flight engineers have to work together to get the plane back on the ground safely.
This airplane can stop really quickly because of all the drag, so you don't have to worry about critical length of the field to land. It's a ballet going on with effectively priceless gear in the back.
Russell was told more people have piloted the Space Shuttle than have flown the Super Guppy.
So it's a very small group of people who get to do this. This on my resume is pretty cool.